Hey, what's up, Logos Personal Finance students? It is Monday, June 29th, 2020. Happy Monday. It is the first day of week 4 of term 6. We are officially, more than halfway through term 6. I can see the finish line of term 6. It is not that far off. And yeah, happy Monday. Happy day 65 of our e-learning experience for the 2019-2020 school year. We're getting close to the end of the school year, guys. It's I can feel July. July is coming this week, and then it'll be 4th of July, and then it's like a couple weeks after that, and we're done with the school year, and we'll be talking about the 2020-2021 school year, which will start again in August. But before we get to that, we got a little bit more work to do on the Blackbaud and more so the Econ Lowdown. So let's go ahead and take a look at our Blackbaud first, right? Just take a look at it because there's not really much to see here other than the all-important e-learning instructions with that message about the Zoom meetings on Thursdays, right? We had a good Zoom meeting last week on Thursday, so hopefully we have good attendance and just as good a meeting this upcoming Thursday, which will be the last day this week because of the long weekend for 4th of July. So that's nice. 4-day week this week, 4-day week next week, 4-day week after that. How about that? But the real thing we want to do on this, our class bulletin board, is go to the link for econlowdown.org. So let's click on that link. Takes us to Econ Lowdown's login page. I got my student code and password, so I'm going to submit that to log in, and it brings us into my personal finance page, right? Term 6. Scroll on down, and I always just like to take a look at what's on here and the status, right, for each assignment. Make sure that I have kept up on all my assignments, and you can check the status bar, the progress bar right there. You want to have a status of graded or submitted. You want to have a grade for your assessment or pretest or post-test or Q&A. You want to have a grade there. That's how you know you did it, right? That's how you know it's complete. If there's no grade there and it's past the due date, your grade is a 0 right now. Now, you can still go back and do that and change that grade to something that will bring your grade up. I mentioned last week, midterm grades were turned in on Wednesday of last week. So you should be seeing that midterm report card popping up on Blackbaud very soon. If you don't like where your grade is, take a look at your Econ Lowdown page, right? And if you have any assignments, especially earlier assignments, that don't have a grade under the Q&A or don't have a grade like that, then that's a 0 right now. And that's bringing your grade down. Get on Econ Lowdown and do it. That's the good news. You can still make that assignment up, even if it's past the due date. You have until end of the term, 3 weeks to get this stuff done. Scrolling on down, we're looking pretty good. We've gotten a lot of work done in the first 3 weeks of the term. Still got a few things to do before the end, right? But if we go scroll all the way down, you can see what we started on last week. We answered this question: how much do you expect to pay for your own place, right? And I mentioned, moving out, living on your own, having to take care of yourself, that can be scary and intimidating for a lot of people. I was excited to do it, right? I was 20 years old when I got my first, my own place, and I love my parents. I love living with them, but we're different people. We have different lifestyles, and I really wanted that freedom to be able to live my life the way I wanted to live it. I wanted to eat when I wanted to eat, when I wanted to eat. I wanted to come and go as I pleased. I wanted to watch whatever I wanted to watch on TV. I wanted to be able to sit around in my underwear all day if I wanted to. And you get to do that when you live by yourself, right? And so I was excited to do it, and it was a big step in anyone's life is that first place, right? And paying for it is the hardest part, right? Paying the rent, but then also paying for everything else. It's not just the monthly rent payment, right? It's electricity, water, gas, phone bill, internet, insurance, right? There's a lot of stuff that goes with having your own place, right? But that's what today's assignment is all about, this reading Q&A. It's an article on the Move Renting Basics, right? This is really helpful information for someone in your position who in the next few years is probably going to be looking for a place to rent, right? And so let's take a look at this assignment by clicking the launch button. Take a look at this. What's going on with this article? On the Move, Renting Basics. These articles always start off with a quote. This is from a singer, songwriter, radio personality, and lead vocalist and guitarist of the band Vampire Weekend, Ezra Koenig. What does Ezra say? I remember the first pangs of stress arriving at the end of school. Once I graduated, I had to get a full-time job, worry about health insurance, saving money, paying rent, things I'd never thought about before. Yeah, it's scary, but it's also, like I said, don't be scared. It's exciting, right? Think about it as an opportunity to really start your adult life, right? It's a major transition. They talk about other major transitions, graduating from high school, which some of you are very close to. Some of you got a little bit more work to do. And then vocational technical school, college, right? These are all important milestones in our culture. But getting your first place of your own, that's another really big one, right? And what does it say here? Freedom comes with personal and financial responsibility. And finding a new place to live is a huge step for most young people. So this is, again, a very good, helpful article. It's going to kind of lay out everything, all the basics for finding a place. Let's see. Renting basics. These key terms that you're going to need to know, right? When you're going to look for a place, when you're going to talk to a potential landlord, you need to know what a lease is. You need to know what a security deposit is, right? These are legal terms. That's the thing. You can't rent your own place until you're 18, right? Because when you sign a rental agreement, that's a contract. Well, people under 18 can't enter into contracts. Once you turn 18, once you're a legal adult, now you have legal responsibilities when it comes to financial things like this, right? And you have to read everything and understand everything before you sign it because it's a legally binding document, right? Will the landlord choose you, right? They talk about credit reports, right? Again, being an adult. Let's see, they're talking about the rental market. Ooh. Yeah, and that's the other thing you got to think about, right? We talked about this in the Zoom meeting last week. The economy is in an uncertain place right now. The economy is in a recession right now. And how long that recession is going to last is uncertain. And so that's definitely going to affect the job market. How's it going to affect the housing market? How's it going to affect the rental market? You got to think about these things, right? Maybe not right now, but soon. What does this say? When there is a shortage of rental housing, the market is likely to respond by building additional units. Although the number of new housing units built dipped strongly before the 2000-2009 recession, that was the last major recession we had from 2007 to 2009, it has continued to increase since. People's choices on incomes affect market incomes. Okay, so we'll have to take a look at what the housing market is looking like, right? And there's lots of places online to look. I mean, I would start with a Google search of, places for rent near me. And you'll see a lot of results pop up. But then there's other places to look too, right? Just looking around your neighborhood, right? If you drive, great. If you don't drive, just take a walk and look for rent signs in your neyborhood. And they'll always say for rent, and they'll have a phone number to call. And if you're interested, call the phone number. You'll talk to the landlord. All right. So these are the key terms. Some of them we know. You should know what a budget is. I talked about a contract, right? A legal document, legally binding document, a credit report, a lease, a recession, security deposit, all very important terms in this article. So let's go ahead and take a look at what the quiz looks like. How many questions are on this quiz? Well, good news is they're multiple choice. That's good, right? And it's also another good news. This is not as long as the last one we did, which was about 16 questions. Definitely not that many on this one. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Simple, right? All right. And I'm going to give you number 1. Let's take a look at number 1. Which of the following defines the terms and conditions of renting a property? Background check, lease, budget, credit report. This is a contract, right? Contract's not an option, but what's the contract that defines the terms and conditions that the landlord and the renter agree to? We both sign the lease. It's the lease. I'm going to give you one more. What is typical length of a lease? Any guesses? I'm going to let you read the article on that one. I'm not going to give it to you. Sorry. That's something you got to know. You can take a guess or you can take a look at the article. 10 questions. Now you only have 9 to answer. Easy peasy. But if you have any questions or concerns about it, let me know. And yeah, take it easy. I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.